strange and charmed ones. Welcome back to my channel for what I'm considering to be one of the most exciting videos that I've ever made. And the reason for that is because we're going to be talking about awesome 2015 printable calendar inserts for your Filofax, specifically ones that I've designed myself. Now, I know that this has been, not like this has been a secret or anything, because I have talked about it before on my blog and in other videos, but after you guys saw my quirky Filofax setup from like the beginning of this year with my Mint Kiki K, I've been asked a ton about selling my inserts that I've made for myself. So throughout this year, that's been a project I've been working on, creating my own shop where I basically make my printables available to you guys. And the shop formally opened up at the end of September, but I really didn't want to announce like the formal shop opening until I actually had calendar inserts for 2015 in there. Because I know it's November, it's the middle of November, basically. People are looking for their planner inserts for 2015. If you've got a planner insert system that works for you, you may be repurchasing through, whatever Etsy seller, through Filofax, whoever else makes them. But if you're someone who still is kind of lost and, wants to have a different option, I thought this would be an awesome way for me to show you guys my printables, talk about how I use them and why they work for me. So get excited because we're going to be going inside of the fluoro pink today, my personal size original Filofax in fluoro pink. Look, I even wore lipstick to match. Aren't I so sweet? So I know you guys have wanted to see inside of this, and today you are going to see inside. It's not the full setup video, but we're going to be talking about a lot of inserts. You're going to see a lot of things today that I may end up even having to turn into their own separate videos. But yeah, if you want to see all about my inserts, stay tuned. Okay, you guys, here she is. So let's get this baby opened up, and I'm going to try to give you guys as many sneak peeks as I can in here so you guys can kind of get an idea what this looks like. I know I'm not ready to do my planner video because I'm not 100% set up yet, but I know that this video has been long awaited for you guys, so I want to make sure that I share it with you. So the first sets of inserts that we are going to talk about are my month on 2 pages spread. So right now, I'm still in the 2014 inserts, and I'm going to show you the 2015 as well. If you were to purchase any of my printables from my shop that are calendar dated, when you do make the purchase of the 2015 inserts, the 2014, the remainder of this year, does come included for free because I didn't want you guys to not be able to use them immediately. So this would be, what you'd be ordering if you purchase the month on 2 pages from me right now. So first it starts off with a quote. This one says, "Every day I'm hustling," which I thought was cute. And then my first month for my month on 2 pages is this November spread. So as you can see, pretty standard as far as month on 2 pages goes. This is a Monday start, and we've got Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday on one side, and then Thursday through Sunday on the other. I have this layout with notes because for me, notes are so important throughout the month for me. This is the place where I keep track of my monthly favorites, and then the rest of this spread is broken out. The calendar acts for me as my blog and YouTube's editorial calendar. So that is how I actually physically use this. But at the bottom down here, as you can see, I actually have an area at the bottom as well for notes. This actually says monthly goals down in here. So this is where I put 1, 2, 3, my monthly goals. So on the other side, I also have an open area. This does not have a tag like monthly goals or notes. It's just open. So you guys could use this to continue writing your monthly goals or to write whatever other notes that you have for the month or anything else, or you could just decorate it with washi. As you can see, these pages are great. I'm still able to get a lot of functionality out of them, and I do obviously decorate the pages as well. They're very helpful for me. Okay, so what does this look like without all of Alexis's notes and stuff in here? Let me move on to a little further down the line here. And here starts 2015. So you can see the end of the year has this little ampersand symbol, which I think is so cute as well. And then 2015 starts with a quote. So the quote on this page says, "This is going to be the best year of your life." When we flip over, here you can see January's spread with nothing on it, so it's not as busy as the other. This should give you a much much better idea of the way it's laid out with nothing on it. You can see, although this spread utilizes some areas for notes and such, the actual calendar is still very wide open, and I actually left the space between Wednesday and Thursday here open instead of putting a line to close it, because I know a lot of people feel like when the week is split, that it kind of cuts off one half of the week from the other. So I'm hoping that this kind of solves that for you guys, where it looks like one continuous week because this is open and this is open, so that it like connects. You know what I mean? So that is the month on 2 pages spread. Now, the next calendar inserts I'm going to show you guys are my week on 1 page custom inserts that I have marked off with my Kate Spade ruler. These are really, really unique. I designed this layout for myself because I really wasn't happy with any of the other week per page or week on 2 pages layouts that I found. Now, for me, space in my planner, because I use a personal size, is incredibly important. I don't want to have a week on 2 pages if I'm really not going to use the full week on 2 pages. And if you guys have been following me for a while, you may remember when I actually switched from week on 2 pages to week on 1 page. But even the week on 1 page really was not suiting my needs right, because all I ended up doing, if I didn't have specific events on certain days, I just ended up like washi taping the days and putting stickers in, which yes is pretty and I love to decorate my planner as well, and I know a lot of you guys do, but it just wasn't functional for me. So let me walk you guys through the way I have this set up. So as you can see at the top of each page, you actually have the dates of the week, and it starts with Monday. So the week of December 8th through 14th, 2014. The first section here is events. And you can see our lines broken out Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday here. In this area, I like to use for any specific events, appointments, or activities that are scheduled for a specific day. That's where I put that. Then down here, you can see I have 3 more bullets. Those are for other weekly activities that maybe need to happen within the week and they're not specific to a day. Or let's say on Tuesday, I already have this whole space filled out because I have a doctor's appointment, but I also have another appointment in the afternoon or a coffee date or whatnot. Then I can use this bullet and just say Tuesday coffee date. So I have a little bit of wiggle room here with the extra bullets at the bottom. Now, right next to that section is a squared section here, which I think is amazing for tracking different items. Now, I know a lot of different people like to track their water, and like to track maybe money they've spent or money they've earned. There's a variety of different things that people can track. And I happen to be a big fan of quad paper when it's quad ruled like this, so that's squared. So I wanted to integrate this again into my planner because it is so helpful to have a quad ruled kind of area so that you can kind of, you can sketch in here, you can jot things down. You could even probably put one of those spiral dexes or chroma dexes in here if you wanted to. So there's a lot of different ways that you guys can use this. Then as you go down, we've got the task section with my Monday through Sunday reoccurring task list. So this is where I will put important tasks that need to be done during the week. And specifically, a lot of times I use this for activities that I happen to do more than once in a week. So for instance, I'll put here like blog posts, and I'll check off the days that I posted blog posts. I'll write YouTube video and check off the days that I have YouTube videos, but it's plenty of space for me to just put my important tasks, sort of high item tasks that are kind of important and I need to keep track of them. Then down at the bottom, we've got a full blank section labeled notes. So down here, it's a completely blank section, so you can do whatever you want. You could use your Muji stamps and you can do more check off things. You can keep journal ideas in here, like journaling ideas, things that happen throughout the week that you might need to keep track of for Project Life. I personally like to use this section for my dinner planning, my meal planning. So that's what goes in there for me. But this is a blank section. You can do whatever you want. And that's really the point of these week on 1 page views for me. I'm not the kind of person that has a ton of different appointments throughout the week. I'm just not. So this gives me the flexibility to use the sections that I need most and have a high level view of my week. This is just enough information on here to keep me on track. Like I said, high level view. Because personally for me, I every day make a to-do list. And I can actually show you what I use for that. This is not an insert. This is from Martha Stewart for Avery. This is just like a little to-do list that I cut down and punched and put in my planner. But every day I will make actually a to-do list for myself. I pulled the one out for today to actually like reference, but I'll put the date and then I'll just start tracking everything I need to do. That's just part of my process for planning. So on my weekly pages, I don't really need to list everything that I'm going to do in the day, because little things, like making the bed or what I'm having for lunch or whatnot, they really don't need to be on here, to me at least. So, my weekly pages give me just enough so that I am utilizing my space well. And it also helps to keep my planner very compact because I've got a week on one page instead of a week on 2 pages. This section, my second sort of divider here in my planner, is dedicated to yearly goals and project tracking. I know I've gotten a ton of questions about how I actually track my goals and keep track of tasks and action items for projects that I'm working on. And all of that is housed in here. The next set of inserts you're going to see here, it starts with November. This is my month on 1 page insert. And this insert is dedicated predominantly to creating a master task list for the month. Now, like I've said, because I work for myself for home and I'm like a creative entrepreneur, I don't necessarily have a certain amount of tasks that I have to do in a day, but I have projects that I need to track and action items that I need to make sure that I'm doing throughout the month and over, this course of different months to make sure I stay on track with my projects. So I designed this month on 1 page insert as just a high level view of my month. So on one side of this, I've got the dates of the month 1 through 30 that I use as a calendar. So I will put things in here like important dates, of course, to remember, like my wedding anniversary, my husband's birthday, Thanksgiving, Black Friday. But I'm also planning to use this side of my planner for specific days that I need to track, like plan out what days I'm going to film or write or do specific tasks or work on specific projects. Then on the opposite side, you can see I just have a full sheet here of task items. So I actually just started using these. So forgive me that they're not 100% like filled out and I only have a couple of items right now, but this is where I kind of keep track of my overall goals for the month and things that I want to do in the month. So you can see I have some silly things written on here. I have a scarf that I'm working on that I need to finish crocheting. Launch my shop, which is what I'm doing right now. Check that one off the list. I have to work on a December insert for you guys. I was thinking about a book concept and I kind of got that worked out in my head. And then there's 2 things that I would like to read, 2 books that I started that I didn't finish. So you can see this is the area where I kind of keep track of my monthly to-dos. So for instance, when I'm making my daily to-do list or filling out my tasks on my week on 1 page, I can refer to the monthly overview for things that need to be done and schedule them into my week. So does that make sense for you guys? This almost acts as a landing page for all of the items I want to do, and then I schedule it out as I need to and put it on my to-do list. So you can see I've got November and December here, and then I go into 2015. Again, if you guys order these online, it includes 2014, the rest of the year, and 2015. And actually, this insert is a little bit unique. This insert is available on its own separately if you just want to use this. And I also have it available as part of a bundle with my project planning pages, which I'm going to show you next. So here it is. How do I keep track of projects and goals? I designed this very simple insert that is a trifold for my planner that just sort of, flips out, that has the months of the year on the top, January through December, and it's broken out down the side into short-term goals, mid-term goals, and long-term goals. So for short-term goals, I have them broken out into monthly blocks, as you can see. For me, a short-term goal is something that takes a month or less to complete. So I've got different blocks for all of the months. My midterm goals for me are goals that are 1 to 3 months. So I have this section here broken out into the 4 quarters of the year. And then long-term goals for me are things that take 6 months or more to achieve. And because this is a page for an entire year, I just have this broken out into 2 sections. Now, I don't actually have one of these filled out to show you guys because the one I'm using right now is, it does have personal stuff on it, you guys. So forgive me that I won't show you my actual tracking things. So that is where I track all of my projects and my goals. Now I have secondary pages that are dedicated to project planning. So I thought I would share with you guys one of the projects. This one, is innocuous enough. So this was a great example to show you guys. One of the things that I want to do by the end of the year, you can see, is organize my wardrobe. And I'm sorry if you guys can't read my cursive handwriting. I'll read it out for you guys. This is the project planning page. It's broken out up top with lines, and the first line actually says goal. So like I said, the goal is organize wardrobe. Then I have a few lines for the description. And what I want to do with this project is curate some outfits from my selection and donate any unused items. That's really what I want to do. I want to create a wardrobe that is curated and then get rid of everything else. And then I have set a due date here. So I want to do this by January 1st, 2015. This is a project that I want to do by the end of the year. Okay, and then down here, I've got 2 sections for additional notes and such. The first on the left says resources, and this is where I will actually keep track of different important information or resources that I need to refer back to. Any reference materials, things like that. So for this project, one of the things that I would like to reference is a book by Nikki Hilton that she just put out called 365 that I'm hoping that that book will help me to kind of create the wardrobe that I want. So that is listed as a resource. And I also have listed as a resource capsule wardrobe. This is something that I want to explore more of, is this idea of a capsule wardrobe. So that's another thing that I'm listing as a resource. And then right now, my action steps, that's what this section is, action steps with little check boxes. Sweep for donations. So I need to do a quick sweep of my closet and pull out anything I know I can just donate just by looking at it. Then I need to remove anything that's ill-fitting, so that may require me trying on clothes. Then I need to create like my outfits that I'm curating. And then another thing I need to do is I need to switch to my winter clothes. So this is just an example of a project that I would be planning in my planner here and how I would make use of these project planning printables. And like I said, up on my shop, there is a bundle, a project planning bundle that has the printable for these project planning sheets. Here's what they look like blank as well, so you guys can get an idea of that. It has this project goal tracking for the year insert, and then it also includes these month on one page overviews so that you can, again, with my system, write what all of your projects are here, kind of keep track of some important action items, but then go into detail in the project planning pages, and then you can actually schedule them out on this month at a glance. So that's the way that my project planning works. And I think I'm going to do, you guys, I'll go in more depth with this in a future video so you guys can really get an idea of how I plan and use my planner and stuff like that. But hopefully for now, this gives you enough information to kind of get the wheels turning in your mind and, the cogs going and see how you guys could best make use of these inserts if that's something that you need and is missing from your planner. Okay, so I've just flipped back to the front of my planner to give you guys something nice to look at while I talk about and show you some other planner inserts that are not currently in my planner because they may be inserts that I don't use all the time or I may use them to supplement, things like that. But there are also inserts that are up on my shop that you can definitely download and print for yourself if you have a use for them. The first insert here is my daily day timer insert. You guys may have seen these before in earlier videos that I've made, but this is basically a day per page. Now, I keep a couple of these around in a spare planner for those days when there's just so much going on and so much that I want to achieve that I want to have one page to look at instead of flipping through a million different places or, just feeling overwhelmed. I just want it all in one spot. Sometimes you have those days. I'm sure you do. If you use a week on a page or a week on 2 pages, I'm sure you get those moments. So this is the personal size of the daily day timer. It also comes in an A5. As you can see up here, there's a spot for the date. It's left open because, like I said, this isn't something I use every day, so I don't need to have them calendar dated, but I just write in the day as I use them. Then I've got a space here where I have an inspirational quote. I have a couple of different quotes on the different pages. This one says, if you want it, work for it. It's that simple. Let's see what it says on the back. Oh, on the back it says, she believed she could, so she did. So I have a couple of different quotes that I kind of put up there just for like inspiration for fun. Then I have the page broken down into almost like 2 different sections and into 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 different kind of areas here. So up here at the top, I've got a top 3 where you can list your top 3 priorities for the day. I also have a space for meals. So this is for your meal planning if you want to track breakfast, lunch, or dinner, or just, if you want to just put your dinner for the day, it's right there. On the left side, I've got a schedule. This is a 16-hour schedule. Like I said, this is for those days where like you have so much to do and it's a super long day. Although you could use this as your daily insert if you wanted to, but that's just how I use it. So the schedule starts at 6 a.m., ends at 9 p.m. On the opposite side, we've got all tasks, and I've left this little area down here open for any additional little tracking things. I know sometimes people, like I said earlier, I know a lot of times people like to track their water. Maybe you don't want to put it up with your meals. Maybe you want to just, use one of those Muji stamps that has like the water intake, so you could put it down here. Then at the bottom, you've got 2 spaces, one for that says tomorrow. That's basically for any important items that you need to remember for tomorrow. And then a space for the daily gratitude, something to be thankful for the day. So this is my daily day timer printable. It is available on my shop, and all of my printables, for the most part, yeah, all of them except for the pull-out project planning page are double-sided, and this comes in A5 or personal. Okay, so here is the next insert I want to show you guys. This is what I call my Notes Plus page. Now, there's a whole bunch of research and sort of, I don't know, scientific things that I've kind of looked up and thought about that went into this notes page. But as you can see, this is just a page that you can print out that's lined paper, and up at the top, it has a few different categories and an area for the date. The categories are notes, thoughts, lists, plans, and info. So basically, a long story short, the idea behind this and the research behind this is basically that when you're cataloging your notes by specific type, if that's how you write your notes, if you keep them all listed out by type, you actually end up being more organized and remember things better and are able to reference back your notes much more efficiently. So that's why I created these for myself, because I'm all about efficient note-taking. So I like to keep what type of notes are actually written on the page. This is another printable that, again, double-sided. It's available in personal size and A5 in my shop, and it is available for download right now for you guys. Okay, this next insert is my weekly task tracker. This layout may be familiar to you guys because it's the basis for the layout that I use on my week on one page. But this task tracker was what I used to use when I was dealing with a week on one page in the more traditional layout where it would be like Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. This was what I was using to keep track of extra tasks, like overall things like that that didn't necessarily fit on specific days. My problem with writing certain tasks on specific days is if I don't end up doing the task on the day because it wasn't necessarily time sensitive, I tend to gloss over it. So having a task tracker that actually lists everything out makes it much easier for me to actually see what I have left to do and to keep track of reoccurring tasks that may happen throughout the week, because I know I'm not the only one out there who has tasks that they do every single day that you want to make sure that you're checking them off your list. So the way that I used this before was I just sort of inserted it into the middle of my week. So I'd have like my week on one page, and then I'd have this. And then when it flipped over, I had another side and then my other week. But you can also use this for a week on 2 pages. It'll just go in between your week, and you'll have 2 pages for notes for that week, which is pretty good. Or you could just use one and then, you know, put this into the next week and use the other side, however you want to use it. These are printable, so it's not like you can't make more of them. That's the whole idea of them. So this is my task tracker. This one is available in A5 and personal, and of course, available in my shop right now. Next, I've got some fun goodies for you guys. If you guys saw my very recent video, my DIY on creating your own custom stickers, I got a lot of feedback from you guys that you wanted me to sell them. I'm so flattered that you guys would love to buy stickers from me, but it's just not in the cards for me right now to actually print and mail these out to you guys. So I thought the next best thing would be to like license these images out to you guys. Basically just make them available for you to buy on my shop so that you can print them out yourself. So this is the first set of stickers that I have available. This is actually, it actually comes on one full page, and they're designed actually to, you know, be that Avery full sheet label. So you can print these out on a full sheet label yourself, and then what I do is I cut them out to individual sort of sticker page sizes to make it easier to put into my planner. If you guys haven't seen that video, I will link it down below so you guys can check it out, and I kind of give a little bit more information on this sort of stuff, and like how to print them out and things like that. But this collection with the diamond, ampersand, skull, the teal diamond, glasses, these are the same, and then the different hashtag words, and then the labels. That's what these are. So these are to cut out, and you can like put them on a page, and it kind of creates like a label box, and you can just write inside whatever you want. And I have 2, like these are actually a couple of different sets of words here. It says fabulous, girl boss, work it. Awesome, GTD, which stands for Get Things Done. It's a system of organization by the very popular David Allen, if you're not familiar. He wrote a book called GTD. And Hustle. That is the set of stickers that's available right now, but I am finishing up working on my other set of stickers that you guys may have seen on Instagram that are Kate Spade inspired. So keep an eye out for those as well. Again, these are available. The PDF to download is available, and then you can print them out on sticker paper, full sheet sticker paper yourself, and you know, enjoy these stickers. And one final thing that I am going to be putting up on my shop are different project lifestyle cards, journaling cards, and journaling elements. I don't have any of those files finalized that I feel like I should show you guys right now, but if they're not currently up on my shop when you guys go to see the video, they will be up very shortly. You guys may have seen that I actually did make a couple of different journaling elements, like this one that I had made and put up on my blog for free. I'm also going to be creating some other more specialized ones that you can actually print out on your own cardstock and put in your planner or use for project life or scrapbooking or whatever you guys use those sorts of project life cards for. So those are the inserts I wanted to show you, and the little sneak peek into my personal Fluoro Filofax. So those are my inserts and a little sneak peek into how I use my personal Fluoro Filofax. I hope you guys found this video helpful, and of course, if you're interested in purchasing any of my printables through my shop, I will have a link down below, as well as a link to a very special coupon code for my YouTube followers who watch this video. So if you guys are interested in making a purchase of any of my inserts or my stickers or any of my journaling elements, everything that's up on my shop, I will put a coupon code down below so you guys can get a little discount off of my shop for being a loyal subscriber. So now's the part of the video where you guys let me know what you think. Feel free to leave me a comment down below letting me know how you feel about my inserts. Do you like them? Do you not like them? Are there any other inserts that you guys want me to work on? I do have a list of other planner inserts that are kind of like secondary inserts that I've been curious to make, that I will of course make public on my shop once those are available. But if you guys have any other ideas for inserts that you're wanting but just aren't finding, let me know, because I would be happy to, you know, look at those comments, see if it's something that I think I can do for you guys, and, you know, put them up on my shop for you. If you like this video, of course, make sure to give it a like. Hit that like button, you guys, because it really does make a difference. Of course, go ahead and tweet out this video, put it up on your social media feeds and your Facebook and whatnot so your friends can see it, share it in your Filofax groups and all that fun stuff. And of course, make sure you're subscribed for more awesome videos by me. And until the next video, you guys, I'll see you around.